I wanted to do a video on the topic of like how to handle like porn addiction. Porn addiction is something that many men in America are facing right now. It's like a huge epidemic, but it's very difficult because a lot of men don't seek out help, and they don't even identify that they have a problem. But it has a lot of effect on men's relationship with the women in their lives and just their overall like mental state. So I just want to mention that I've been in the male improvement and kind of male support space for I'd say several years at this point. So that's a very common one. Men will come and seek out help and they'll say, hey, I'm addicted to porn and it's affecting my marriage, and that's basically almost like ruined it, or they'll feel like it's affecting their ability to kind of just relate. It's also oftentimes very much associated with erectile dysfunction and things like that. And so I wanted to specifically talk about in the context of when men are in a relationship and they feel like the porn addiction is ruining their relationship. From that perspective, a lot of guys will feel very ashamed about it, so they'll lie about it, they'll be deceitful, and they'll hide it from their wives. And then ultimately the wife will kind of uncover, oh my God, this guy's been spending a lot of money on OnlyFans, or this guy's been spending money on cam girls, or he's just been watching a bunch of internet porn. And so that can be, a woman can be very devastated by that and feel very much like it's affecting the sense of her, her being beautiful and her being attractive and her being desired and her wanting, and she can feel very much cheated on. And so it can be, and on top of that, women are very much thrive on emotional security. So if they find that a man has been being deceptive to them, that opens up that really rocks them to the core, and they start to think, well, what else has this guy been willing to be sneaky on, right? Sneaky behavior in a relationship is always going to be detrimental and make somebody feel like not safe. They're gonna be distrustful. So a solid relationship is built on trust, and so if you're if you betray somebody's trust, that has long implications. So one thing I'll say is that men will often feel very ashamed about this, and so what they do is they'll say, okay, when it finally comes out and blows up in their face, they will want to basically rescind control of everything in their life over to the woman and say, well, hey, I want to fix this, but I need your help, or I want to fix this, but or here's all access to my phone, and like maybe you can monitor me, and maybe you can if you ever want to look at my phone, here it is. And they offer that up, and for me, I feel like that's not a good move. I think that, and the reason I say that is because women respond to strength in men. They don't respond to weakness. I always say that on this channel. Women want to be with a strong man that can handle his own shit. And so if you can't handle your own shit, and sometimes, hey, I'm not trying to be negative or derogatory towards men, and men often struggle with addictions. We can't handle our own shit, as it were. But I'm saying that that's the desire from women. The women don't want to play that role of having to aid us in that respect. Women respect a man that kind of overcomes his own challenges. And so in that capacity, I would say, if you're struggling with this, I would say don't put it on the woman. Don't try to involve her at all. I would say try to get a therapist, try to go to a support group, try to get an accountability buddy. There's also, I know that there's these like Angel Eyes programs or whatever that basically censor people's internet, but then you could, if you have all the passwords to that, you could just disable it and get onto porn anyways. So people do often give the keys over to the wife and say, hey, here's the Angel Eyes, Covenant Eyes, or whatever it's called, and my wife can monitor me. Again, I feel that puts the wife in a position of being kind of, you're in like a nanny state now. Like your wife is the mother and she's keeping an eye on you, or your wife is kind of playing policewoman. And men, you don't want to put a woman in that position. It's not an enviable position. A woman doesn't want to be the nanny to her husband. A woman wants the man to be protective and providing and be strong. And so how could she feel that way if she's policing your habits, right? So I would say don't put yourself in that position. What I would say is women really respect men when they are leading a situation. So I would say, take full accountability. And I always tell men this, like, the way to have a great relationship with a woman is and be masculine in general, is to define your values. My values are, I want to treat my family with love and respect and kindness at all times. And I also understand that women need to feel emotionally safe. So these are my values, and these are the things that are going to be driving me, and I'm going to hold myself accountable to them. I'm not going to need my wife to hold me accountable to my own values. I set the bar, and I'm going to strive every day to keep that bar. That's what's attractive to women, is a man that's driven by his own sense of right and wrong and his own values. So in the situation with the porn, if you're found out, you take accountability and say, hey, look, you know what, I was deceptive and I kept this from you. And my job as your husband is to treat you with love and respect, and I failed at that in this, and that's obvious. I should not have been looking at this stuff because, I've sworn my fidelity to you. And I was sneaky, and I betrayed your trust, and I was not treating you with that love and respect and kindness. And I'm sorry. And you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. In the future, I'm going to tackle this. I'm going to join a support group. I'm going to go to therapy. I'm going to get help. And you know what? I'm going to check in with you from time to time. Maybe like once a month, I'll come and I'll tell you how it's going. And so in that way, you are not asking the woman to drive the situation for you and play policewoman. And again, I think when men say, I screwed up, oh, here's access to my phone and all my emails and stuff, I just think it's a very weak move. And for me, my wife and I, we don't share our passwords with stuff. I trust her that she's, for me, there's a lot that's gained in value in the relationship in terms of trust. I trust my wife. I trust that she's not getting up to things that are infidelity and like things that are going to cause harm to our relationship. And she trusts that I'm not doing things on my phone or my email or whatever that's going to cause harm to the relationship. And so by virtue of that, it's strong. I feel like there's trust there, right? So I think when a man just opens up the Pandora's box and gives her all the passwords and stuff, I don't necessarily think that you can't do that in marriage. Some people really do like the level of kind of just everything's open and you can look at anything at any time. Just for me, I think when you have this porn issue and you, as a reflex, you just say, I'm just laying myself completely bare to you. I just think it's a bit too much. And then it's kind of offering yourself up for the woman to police you. And she doesn't want to date. She doesn't want to investigate you. Think about that. Do you think your woman wants to investigate you? Do you think she wants to be, or would it be much better if she trusted you that, hey, you know that you screwed up, it's against your values, and you hold yourself to your own values, and you're going to be driving it, right? What's going to be more attractive? A woman that has to constantly be policing a man, or a man that polices himself because he loves her, right? I think for me, I know what the answer is. I hope that it's obvious for you guys as well. So just within that, I say, men, get into the driver's seat and take accountability. A lot of men feel so much shame, and so they don't want to admit and they don't want to take accountability because they feel like it makes them look bad, and they feel like they're going to look like a bad person, a bad man. Well, guess what? Like, if you're doing this thing and you're ashamed of it, if there's shame associated with it, that probably means you shouldn't be doing it, and probably means that you maybe aren't the ideal man that you want to be. So I encourage guys, don't sit in that shame. Don't sit in that shame. Own it. That's the way to be masculine, is to define your values, hold yourself to those values, and that way people around you will respect you, and you'll end up respecting yourself a lot more as well. So again, I'll sign off there. It's just this is a huge problem in America at this time. Men come to the men's support groups space all the time saying, I have porn addiction and it's ruining my marriage, or it's ruining my relationships, and that type of stuff. So you're not alone. People struggle with this all the time because it's so freely available and it's very dopamine exciting, so it's no wonder that people fall into these traps. But just I always encourage men to embrace your power, and it's within you to kind of drive for change, and you should drive for that change because it's well worth it in the end. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. I'm a small channel. I want to grow. I want to reach more men and talk about relationship, marriage issues, and empower men, but also empower women as well. And so I'd love to hear your comments down below as well if this is something that impacts you, or somebody it's ruined their marriage or whatever. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.